Well, good morning, boys and girls. It's Friday the 13th. Now, it's supposed to be a scary day, isn't it? It's supposed to be a scary day. Friday the 13th with ghosts and ghastly things like that. Eh? A nice bright day outside. I should be going for a little walk later. Good morning, gang. I've not been too well, which is why I haven't been here. I don't think it was that coronavirus, but you can't be sure, really. I didn't go and get a little test or anything like that. I think that was very necessary. I kind of looked at the various things, what are they called? Symptoms. Various symptoms that you're supposed to have. And I didn't really have any of those. What I've had, really, is just like a complete feeling of being washed out. I feel quite like it now. I still feel like it now. Feeling of being washed out and no energy whatsoever. You know, not wanting to get out of bed. That doesn't necessarily mean when I was in bed I was able to sleep, because I'm having terrible trouble sleeping at night. But I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Didn't call 111, as I say, because I didn't have any of those other symptoms. There's no, like, cough or shortness of breath, or if anything, my asthma has kind of got a little bit better this week, to be honest. But just a complete and total feeling of being washed out and sort of a minor headache, which seems to appear early in the morning and then disappears, and I can't work it out. However, that being said, and thank you very much for all your little messages that have been coming in over the last few days. It's much appreciated, you know, either within the little chat things underneath posts that I put up, or privately. So thank you very much for those. There is, however, a story here in the Mail Online, which says a woman in America, American woman. This woman lives in Washington, and a Washington state woman who has recovered from coronavirus says she experienced no coughing or sneezing, that's me, and claims she recovered by staying at home and taking over-the-counter medicine. Well, I have to tell you, apart from the stuff that I normally have with my doctor anyway, I've taken nothing extra, nothing. This woman, Elizabeth Schneider, lives in Seattle, the biggest city in Washington, which is the highest coronavirus death rate, with 31 people have died there. Schneider said she began experiencing flu-like symptoms on February the 25th, which is quite some time ago, 3 days after going to a party that was later identified as the place where at least 5 other people also got infected. She's 37. And she said she woke up, I was feeling tired, but nothing more than you would normally feel when you have to get up and go to work. She didn't suspect she had the virus as she'd been busy in the week before, but by midday she felt a headache coming along with a fever and body aches. Well, I've had the body aches, but not a fever. My temperature's been like normal all the way through, because I've got one of those little thermometer things which I keep in the cupboard. It doesn't come out very often. I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised the battery was still working in the damn thing. She decided to leave the office where she works. After waking up from a nap, Schneider found she had a high temperature which peaked at 103 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 39.4. Well, I've been nowhere near that. And she said she started to shiver uncontrollably. Well, I haven't had that. And getting chills and getting tingling in my extremities. So that was a little concerning. She got over the flu, counter flu medications to treat the symptoms, and it goes on. But she didn't have the common symptoms like a cough or shortness of breath. She said, I thought I'd be okay. That's definitely why I don't have it. And it turns out she did. So you don't know, do you, really? Like all these things, they seem to affect people in different ways, don't they? But one of those things. Anyway, so I haven't felt really able to do anything. However, here we are today. I'm kind of working at 45% of my normal power. Okay? I can't just sit around doing nothing all day. Oh, it's been awful. Awful. I'm sitting there and watching crap on the telly. Oh, I can't tell you. I mean, there are some bits and pieces that I watch, but you soon run out of stuff to watch. And I've tried, even on the Netflix, I've tried a few films on Netflix, and I got sort of, you know when you're watching a film, you get 20 minutes into it, and you think, oh, I don't think I'm enjoying this. I'll persevere. And then after an hour, I'm turning these films off and stopping halfway, or a third of the way in. just boring stuff, and a lot of that stuff's on Netflix. I didn't realise how much crap there was on Netflix. I mean, rubbish, not decent stuff to watch. Although I did manage to watch the final few programmes of Anne with an E, which is a wonderful, warm programme. And unfortunately, Netflix have cancelled it. They were doing like a co-production with the Canadian Broadcasting company, the people in Canada who do the terrestrial broadcasting, and they pulled out, so they cancelled the series. However, that being said, I have a feeling they knew the series was going to be cancelled because it wrapped up really well. And last night I was watching this Anne with an E thing, and I was right on the edge of my seat watching this. Everything just wrapped up so well at the end of it, and it was a good ending. Not like, when you're watching some of that stuff and they cancel it, right, after so you're watching a series, you get a cliffhanger and then it's cancelled, and it just stops. That is the most annoying thing with that and watching sport. You won't catch me watching sport. It's one of the most annoying things is when they cancel a TV series suddenly. At the end of the series, and the writer hasn't obviously didn't know, so they've built up this thing to give you a cliffhanger and then it just stops. They did that with Dallas. They did that with the new series of Dallas. You don't know what happened. There was a big car explosion. This is the new lot of Dallas. There's a big car explosion, and we don't know if Christopher's dead or not. Don't know. It just stopped. I hate that. And a BBC series, Atlantis. Do you remember Atlantis? Atlantis, that was the one that took over from Merlin when Merlin finished. And that kind of left you with a cliffhanger, and then it just stops. I hate that. But not Anne with an E. It had a really lovely, warm finish to it, and very pleased about that. I have been out for a couple of walks, only to the shops and back, really. Not because I need anything. Don't really need anything. It's just literally, I've got to go out for a walk. See, with the whole self-isolation thing, I have to say, where I am here, and also up at the caravan, very, very lucky. Very lucky. I've got a garden here. I don't have to stay in a room. Do you know what I mean? I've got a nice little house here. Ex-council house. It's nothing special. It's ex-council house. But I've got a garden here. And then if I walk out of my house, I can walk 10 minutes and I'm in a forest. And there's no one around. The self-isolation thing doesn't mean you can't move. It just means you don't want to be near other people or in close contact with them. And certainly the job I do with the karaoke, no matter, every time you take a step back, and so certain people are trying to have a conversation with you, so you take a step back, trying not to appear rude, and then they take a step forward. I always found that really annoying. Really annoying. People used to do that when I was trying to set up or when I'm trying to take the stuff. Every time you're trying to do something and they take a step forward, get out of the bleeding way. Well, it's the same with this self-isolation thing. I was talking to my neighbour earlier on the text, who sent us a text. Ever so nice he is, and he was saying if you needed anything, just let us know and text us, and we'll go down the shops. And actually, I can move around. I'm going to go for a walk later. I'll probably go for a walk over in the forest later. Really taking it easy, because I can't be just sitting here all the time, and I need to start building up strength again now. Otherwise, that's the other thing. Sitting down all the time, your muscles aren't doing anything, and after a couple of days of you sort of doing nothing, then you go to bed, you get out, and it's difficult to walk, isn't it? And I think your muscles must be tried to keep moving it somehow or other. I think that's really important. But I feel very concerned, really, for people who live in rooms. I know some of you live in just one room. I know that. Very difficult for you. To you to be told, well, for 2 weeks you've got to stay in your room. If you were not well. That's I don't know how you do that. That's bad. That's bad. That's probably the worst one. Those of you living in a single room, and of course, if you're living perhaps in a flat, I don't know, 8 floors up or something like that, you could go out, but you've got to keep away from people. You see. So you come out your flat and you get in the lift. Oh, there's another 3 people in the lift. Well, there you go. Difficult, very difficult. And my heart goes out to you if you're living in a room or something like that. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you would stay there for 2 weeks. But if I was told to stay here for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 months, I'd probably be all right. You know, I don't even have to leave out. I can go out the back door and walk around my garden if I want to. Not that there's anything out there. No bushes to hide behind or anything like that. All right? And it's just amazing. What's amazing is that 4 weeks ago, this thing didn't really exist for us. Okay, it started in China, but we didn't really feel about it, did we? It didn't really bother us. Be honest. You know, I bet you didn't look at the news and think, oh, those poor people in China. I bet you didn't, did you? But it just didn't cross your mind that it would come here. People say, oh, it's the same as the SARS and the MERS. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because that didn't get here. Or if it did, it was fairly well contained and didn't really spread very far, did it? I don't think it got here, to be honest. But this is much more serious. And the amount of people on the Facebook, they're so blasé about the whole thing. And they come out with their statistics and their numbers about how many people die of normal flu, this, that and the other. Oh, for God's sake, you know. They're just so blasé about the whole thing and not bothered about it. Interestingly enough, I've got to tell you, I'm a devil for washing my hands all the time. Certainly at work. I did increase my hand washing as soon as this stuff started. Okay, but generally, on a night when I'm doing a karaoke night, I'll go down and wash my hands 3 times, 4 times in the space of about 3.5 hours. Anyway, that's normally. More recently, every half hour, I'm down at that sink washing my hands. People laugh. People stand on the other side of the bar. And, oh, you're not washing your hands. Yes, I am, because I don't want to get it. Well, I picked something up, and I was washing my hands all the time. Just before I, put stuff away, just before I get in the car, I wash my hands. Come back home, put my bags down. First thing I do, wash my hands. I was really good at washing my hands. So it can't have come from anything I've touched. I find that very hard to believe. This is the trouble. In an enclosed space. In an enclosed space. You've only got to have someone to sneeze at the back of the train, lift, pub. And that stuff spurts out all over the place. Doesn't matter how well you've washed your hands. But it's interesting to note that children don't seem to... I've noted only children dying, have you? They seem to be sort of partially immune from this. It seems to be older people. And I think old Bojo is telling people over the 70s that they should consider staying in now. And again, the people who are over 70, and I know quite a few of them, Auntie Brenda, for example, you talk to them about this. Oh, well, we can't stay indoors all that time. And I just tell them straight. I don't hold any punches, as you probably know. I tell them straight. I said, well, okay, go out with the chance that you'll get something and die. And then they're like, oh, well, I didn't think of it. Like, how can you not think of that? How can you not think of that? People just want to carry on as normal. I think life is about to change for all of us. I really do. Life is about to change for all of us. Will it go back to what we had 4 weeks ago? I don't know. Don't know. We'll have to see, though. We'll have to see. So that's that. Let's have a look. I've cancelled my work because of this, whatever this is now, which may or may not be that. Okay. I've cancelled work on tonight and tomorrow. So tomorrow night in the pub, they've decided not to have a DJ at all. The pub has also gone very quiet. There's no one coming out. Except probably for tonight. I would imagine the students who are all indestructible, they'll probably be in there tonight, I would imagine. So I won't be there tonight. Someone else will be doing it tonight. And tomorrow night, I think one of the bar staff is going to do the sound for the cabaret, because that's what I do. I do karaoke and DJ and stuff. And then Monday, I'm off anyway, because that was pre-arranged. Because I'm supposed to be going to Euro Disney, okay? But that looks like it's off now. And I'll come to that in a moment. Let's just read some of your messages out this morning, boys and girls. We've got lots of birthdays over the last couple of days, which I'll do at the end of the show. But see who's there. Morning to Rachel. Morning, lovely Rachel. Rachel is very pleased with herself. She bought one of our clocks. Here we are. Bought one of our clocks. The good news is more clocks have now arrived. Okay? I have got a few more clocks that I had made. And they have arrived now. Okay, so Rachel's bought one of our little clocks, £25 on a PayPal for one of those, or 35 super chat. I'm sorry they're so dear. They are bingo prizes, all in all, really. Okay, so you could probably win one of these for nothing if you win the bingo. But if you really, really want to buy one, it's £25 on a PayPal. Where's that? Okay, that's the PayPal. £25 on a PayPal. The super chat is 35 because YouTube take 30% of it, you see. And to put those in the post, I think it was £4.50. I thought it was £6.80, but it was £4.50 when I put that in the post. So there we are. All right, Rachel. And it's not all bad news because more stuff has arrived now, boys and girls. Yes, we've had another load of T-shirts delivered. Lots of T-shirts have come now. We got bags. They're £10 PayPal or £13 super chat. Little bag there. And, of course, we got the hats, right? The hats are here as well. There's the blue ones. But we've now got other colours. Here we are. We got black ones. Again, these are bingo prizes for Sunday, okay? Although probably not this Sunday. All right. There's that one. And we got white. I have to say, the white ones I think are particularly good. I quite like the white ones. There's the white ones. So we've got some more colours of those. As I say, the hats are same as the bags. £10 PayPal or £13 on Super Chat, whatever you want there. All right. Good morning to Tay. Morning to you, Tay. I'm a bit slow as well this morning. I'm very slow at the moment. All right. So there we are. Fran, good morning, Fran. Hello to Heidi. There's Heidi. Good morning to Leslie Ross, who's in Belfast. Good morning, Leslie. Welcome to our show, Leslie. Hello to Sean Pye. Mandy Davenport is here. Good morning to lovely Mark Bowles. Morning, Mark. Joseph McDonald. Are you in Spain or here at the moment? Joseph is an international trendsetter, aren't you, darling? Jet setter. All over the world, my love. All over the world. Hello to Trevor Campbell, Alan Wainwright, Colin Coates is there. That's what we like to hear, Mark. I may feel washed out and ill, but you look as fabulous as ever. You can call me anything you like as long as you think I'm thin. I don't care what you call me as long as you think I'm thin. Or I don't know, I've been eating some crap. You know how it is. You just want to eat something to try and make you feel a bit better. So on my short walks, when I say short walks, it's like 10 minutes to walk to the co-op and back. About 15 to, well, maybe not even 10 minutes. And probably about 8 minutes to walk to the co-op and back, which is my nearest little place. So it's only small in there. But I've been down there a couple of times, not really because I wanted anything, but because I wanted to have a walk. And you go in there and you have a look at, I just go and get some ice cream. I had the most delicious pizza in there. Although I knew I wasn't right when I had that because I only had half the pizza. I looked at it and I thought, I can't eat that. And I only had half of it, which is, I suppose, is a good thing anyway. But they do a lovely pizza in, it's like a square one in the co-op. And they're only £5.50. That's all right, isn't it? If you go to Aldi, you get like pizzas in there for like 89p. Why would you be ringing Domino's? And let me tell you, when you buy these pizzas, right? unless they're the frozen ones, you know, so you've got the, I suppose, freshly made pizzas. You buy those, it's quicker for you probably to put it in the oven than it is to wait for a delivery. And a tenth of the price. You know how much it is to buy a pizza of Domino's. Yes, they're very nice. But the difference is, like, you know, I don't know what Aldi are charging for fresh pizza. Probably £1. It's either £1 for one of theirs or 15 quid from Domino's. Which would you do? Well, it surprises me the amount of people with no money. And I know there's some of you on here. Amount of people with no money, they go moan on about no money and that. I said, why don't you get a pizza from Aldi? Oh, no, we're going to get the one from Domino's. But you haven't got any money. Yeah, well, why should we not? Oh, well, okay then. Then the next day they go, oh, could you lend us some money? No. Morning to Diane Jeb. Good morning, Diane. There's young Michael Pullman. Hello to you. Hello to RV Media. Morning to you. Who else is here today? Let's see. Lee Toby. Good morning, Lee. There's Lee. He's done our T-shirts. They're all downstairs. They're still in the bag, actually. Lots more T-shirts have arrived. There's an XXL one. I think I've got to send that on soon, haven't I? If I remember rightly. Now, who's that for? That's for Trevor, isn't it? I think that's for Trevor. And who bought it? Don't tell me. I shall remember. Mick, there we go. Mick, if you could just... Could you just send us an email and I can get that sorted today. That's what I'll do for my walk later. I shall go to the post office and post that in there. Am I still going to Disney? Rachel, no. And I'll come to that in a moment, my darlings. What's that, Mark? Oh, hi, Harvey. I beg your pardon. I wonder what they say. Good morning to Ryan. Morning, Ryan. I'm sorry I won't be at the karaoke tonight if you're going there, my darling. All right. Ryan is our optometrist. He is head of eyes on this channel. I like to give everyone a job. Ryan is head of eyes. Aren't you? Head of eyes. Thank you very much. Good morning to Paul and Lou today. Hello to Paul and Lou. Hello to Michael Lawrence. No, someone else will be doing the karaoke tonight. That is arranged. There's someone else already in place to do that this evening. Okay. Good morning to the lovely Labelle. I'm glad you're there, Labelle. There's a couple of people. Oh, he's there as well. That's excellent news. Now, it was Labelle's birthday yesterday. And as you know, boys and girls, we always do birthdays at the end of the show. Okay? We always do the birthdays at the end of the show. However, if you are one of our exceptionally gorgeous live viewers, that would include anyone who's with us live, and you're here on your birthday, or the day which is closest to your birthday that there hasn't been a show on your birthday, I will sing for you personally live. So, let's start off with Labelle's. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dear Labelle. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Isn't it amazing, all this illness, and yet I still sound better than Frank Sinatra? That is a surprise, isn't it? It really is. I have been asked to be on standby, actually, to fill in for Barry Manilow in case he contracts this awful virus, you know, when he's over here in Cardiff. Is that June, that is? Hopefully it'll all be over by then. Oh, dear. So good morning to Labelle. I today am an emerald-eyed leprechaun of magic. Good morning to you. And yeah, Sean, my mum is over 80 and she's still going out. She makes me so angry. No, some people just don't listen, Sean. Their thing is, it's not going to affect me. I'm going out. You know, so many people and very blasé about the whole thing. I'm well and fit, so I'm not going to stop doing anything. I mean, are you really that stupid? People are that stupid. They think they are indestructible, and they are right. They are right. You can't change their minds until they get struck down with it. And for some, very sadly, it's too late. Too late then, isn't it? But they won't listen, Sean. I understand. I feel your anger. And there's another one. Dave Moses. Good morning, Dave Moses. It was his little birthday yesterday. No, incorrect. It was his birthday on Wednesday. It was his birthday on Wednesday. So, Dave, my little midget of music, this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. All right. Now, Dave is under the illusion that he's actually quite well known, apparently, in radio world and things like that. And he suggested that I would print off a picture of himself to put behind me. Sadly, Dave, I do not have a colour printer. I don't know if you know the story of me on colour printers. We just don't get on. Me and colour printers don't get on. That, plus the fact I'm just so tight, I will not spend the money on colour ink cartridges. It's silly money. 50, 60, 70 quid for a blooming cartridge of ink? I don't think so. So I haven't been able to do that. I don't have a colour ink, colour, printer thing. Apart from the fact I'm too tight to buy the ink. The other thing is, I was never able to get a decent picture. Or, sometimes you could, but I would spend like half a cartridge trying to get a decent picture to come out of the damn printer. So I gave up in the end. I've got a nice Brother black and white thing. However, Dave, I did snapshot on my mobile phone a little picture of you, which you somehow superimposed there with the great Tony Blackburn, who is king of all DJing and soul music in the world. Not just in this country, love, is in the world. There he is. Somehow he's got some very good editing software, I think, Dave Moses there. He's managed to superimpose him, and I can tell it's superimposed because why would anyone? What I don't understand is why you didn't do something with your hair while you was in this picture. But there you go, Dave and Tony Blackburn. Dave's worked with all the best people. Tony Blackburn he really is my top DJ, and Dave's produced some of his programs in the past. I'm sure we'll do again so recently, as well as many other proper DJs, darling. Not like me, amateur television star. Happy birthday, Dave. All right. Heidi's going out now. Okie doke, darling. She's going to Specsavers. Oh, really? Are you actually going to have? I mean, that bloke there at the Specsavers is like inches away from your face, Heidi. Why don't you just cancel it? I've got an X-ray actually, which I'm going to cancel. Where's that now? Another X-ray. What's this one? Urinary tract. Oh no, that's not it. Which I'm going to cancel as well. So I've got that one to do. That was to do with me, the kidney one, which was fine. Oh, here it is. Urinary tract. When's that one for? 28th of March, which, you may well say that's 2 weeks away, but we're not going to be finished in 2 weeks. This is going to go on for months, dear. I'm telling you, life is about to change for all of us. Will it go back to what it was before? I don't know. I think that's debatable, to be honest. Good morning to John Child. He's off work self-isolating. Television is incredibly boring. What they seem to have done is we've got all these hundreds of channels, but they just fill them up with crap. How people can sit there watching those cooking shows. I couldn't believe it. I turned on this cooking show the other day. I didn't turn it on. I was flicking through, And there he was again. Blooming Ryland Clark. Oh, for Christ's sake, please. Give us some real men to look at, please. Dave, you could do that. You could do a little cookery show for me, couldn't you? Perhaps you could video yourself doing some fried eggs or something like that and send it to me to watch. Huh? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. One moment, please. There we are. There's the Fran. There we are. Claire! Sorry about your Disney holiday. Mum and I are supposed to be going away next week. Not sure whether it's wise. I'm worried for her. She's 84 and not well. No, I don't think it is wise. Claire, don't go. Don't go. And if you can't get the money, so be it. So be it. Just lose the money. Just lose the money. Honestly, I don't think it's worth going anywhere at the moment. Mandy's mum is a stubborn old goat. I don't know. Morning to Ray Reynolds joining us today. Ray rang us yesterday. We had a little chat on the phone. Good morning to you, Ray. Sent you some paper. Bag and hat, please. You want a bag and a hat? I could do that for you, Fran. Sorry. Diane. Blimey, Diane buys everything, doesn't she? Let's just say we got that there. Thank you, Diane. And there it is. All right, sweetheart. Can you just oh, do you know? I think I've got the address here somewhere. I think I printed out an extra ticket, so I'm sure it's there, Rachel. Just pop your address through to me again, and I'll post those off tomorrow after I finish, later after I finish the show, because I want to have I can't be sitting here all the time, you know. As long as you keep away from people, maybe they need to keep away from me. I don't know, you know. I honestly I don't know what it was. I just know that I've had no energy whatsoever. That'll be sorted for you, Rachel, today. All right, my love. Labelle, that's all right, my love. Anything for you, my dear? Anything for you? How's the whole virus thing going in New York? Is that really spread? Because that's very high density there, isn't it? Very, very high density. Mark wants to know what's his job. If you email me, Mark, I'll tell you what your job is, and I'll tell you exactly what it is, step by step. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. That's all right, Dave. Anything for you, my dear? Tay has a compromised immune system. Yes, I've got that. So I'm being extra careful at work. Coronavirus is dangerous. Some people can get it and not knowing it. It's taken up to 14 days to show. Yeah, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if this is what I've had. But I don't know. I don't know, and I don't suppose I will ever know unless people around me, eventually you have to start going out, I suppose, don't you? Unless people around me are getting it left, right and centre, and then I don't get it. Then I'll know that I've had it, if you see what I mean. I don't think you can sort of go and say, could you see if I've got or had coronavirus? I don't think you can do that, can you? Although they're telling you now not to dial 111, aren't they? I would imagine they are absolutely chock-a-block with phone calls, 111. Hello to Peter in Woodall Spa. Morning, Peter. It's his birthday today, so he's with us live as well. Just texting in there. Here you are, Peter. All right, my love. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. There you go, Peter, up in Woodall Spa. Rachel, I was going to say, as well as sending me your address again, can you tell me what colour hat you want, darling? It's either blue, white or black. I've got to say, the whites are quite nice, and there's only 3 of those. I wasn't sure how they turned out, but, you know, they've turned out really nice, the white ones. That would be a perfect white. The white one would be very good for a chavvy lad. I mean, that would suit you, Mark, to be honest. That would suit you. Mark's offered to do a video for me. Thank you so much, Mark. You're very kind. Heidi's going to keep her mum away from her by telling her she's got the virus. Oh, don't tempt fate, my darling. Not a good idea to ever tempt fate like that, my sweetheart, all right? Well, you are naughty. And we got to the end of the messages. That's excellent. Excellent. Good. So that's that. Now, Disney-wise, as you know, I've got Monday off because I'm supposed to be going to Disney. So this is what was going to happen. First of all, on Sunday, it's just gone. It's constantly been going wrong this holiday. Okay, it went wrong first of all when Thomas Cook went down because I booked it via Thomas Cook. However, as time went on, they were taken over by Hayes Travel. And they picked up the booking, and it was all going to go ahead as planned. No extra money or anything like booked, anything like that. And the company was called Magic Break. So it gets very confusing sometimes, you know, with all these different people, all different names that you have to deal with all the time. Mark's Chav. You are Chav, love. So there's nothing wrong with that, Chav. Little hat on, little tracksuit, bless you. Possibly unwashed for a few days. Nothing wrong with that at all. We like that. We like that, lovey. Don't turn up at my house in a perfect suit or anything like that. Not interested. Chav, please. Grey trackies. Dave says the coronavirus is terrible for events. I've had 3 cancel on me so far. I do understand it. I'm worried about mics and things. How do we deep clean those? Well, you can't. How can you deep clean a microphone? Answer is you can't. Dave, I've got this Dettol spray, right? And when I was doing the karaoke, every 2 or 3 singers, I'd spray the mic. Literally spray the mic, and I'd try and do it sort of from a distance, but that can't be doing the microphone any good when you think about it, can it? Or maybe it's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Anyway, as I was, what's that there? Alan, people get a grip. It's the strain of flu. I've got COPD and I've been told to isolate. Well, it's up to you, Alan, how you think about it. I think people need to take this seriously. I really do. I've seen pictures of people dying all over the place in Italy, this, that, and the other. If you don't want to, take it seriously, that's up to you. I certainly am taking it very seriously, to the point, because actually, although I'm not going to work this week, because that's all sorted now, I'm actually thinking, and I may well lose the job if I do this. I'm aware of that. I'm actually thinking of cancelling my work for like 2 months. 2 months. Yes. That's how worried I am. It's no good chatting, don't be worried, it's just this, it's just that, oh, you'll be fine. Well, some people clearly aren't fine, are they? I'm actually thinking about cancelling work for 2 months. In that time, the venue will have to get someone else in, of course. They've already got someone tonight, fortunately. And that person would then do your job for 2 months. And at the end of that, it may well be that they want to keep them. And that's just how it is. But I am sort of seriously considering that, because it's enclosed spaces and germs all over those microphones. I gotta tell you, and I've said this before, if you saw some people with those microphones, the stuff that comes out of their mouths, and they're right on top of the microphone is touching their lips. And the stuff that comes out of their mouths, I've seen it. I've seen microphones literally dripping with spit after some people have used it. It's awful. Awful. Absolute breeding grounds for stuff. And so I am actually considering doing that now. Stopping the work for 2 months. As I say, the venue knows this. They already know this. The manager there, who I get on really well with, and the owner, they completely understand, and they're kind of waiting to see what I do, really. It's not something I really, really want to do, because I quite like it. I certainly like the Friday. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too keen on the Monday anymore. That's become a bit boring, Monday. It's just quiet. But the Friday, I do enjoy the Friday. I do sort of enjoy trying to keep control of the students, actually. But they bring so much life in there, life jumping around on the stage. All very well you sitting at home. Oh, they're on the stage again. Well, they're just kids, aren't they? That's what you just accept kids like that. Eventually they go off the stage when I tell them. But and I may well lose it out to whoever takes over for 2 months. But I am fully aware of that. Can I cope with that? Well, yes. Fortunately. Did we just see someone else just pop up there? Rachel's not sure what to do. I don't know, Rachel. It's up to the individual, isn't it, my love? You are an attractive chav, Mac. That's what you are, my love. Trevor doesn't blame me. There you go. So Trevor sort of thinks the one thing. The venues might close for a while. Well, John, they've already taken out some bar staff shifts because it has gone quiet there. Saturday in particular was dead as anything. Saturday. It was awful. Which incidentally is why they haven't replaced me. Although I've taken off tonight and tomorrow, and Monday was already taken off anyway. Saturday has gone quiet anyway. They're not putting another DJ on Friday. Saturday, rather. They're going to get the bar staff to do it, which, may be all right. The only thing is the microphones sometimes are a little bit iffy there, and I always take my own microphones because I know they work. You know what I mean? Thank you, Alan. Life goes on. You're quite right. Hello to David. Good morning to David in Hemel. Morning to you. Fran's right. People with immune system problems need to be very wary. Claire agrees with me. Way too dangerous for you to do your work at the moment. Okay, so you're all agreeing with that comment. Oh, okay. Right. Rachel doesn't have a good immune system. She had a large bowel removed. Yeah, that's a bit. That was a bit. Did they give it to you, Rachel? Did they? Because you know some people, they like to keep their removed body parts, don't they? Oh, actually, it's one of the films I was watching. This now, what was it? On a Netflix film. I think I might have finished this one. But some bloke had a collection of eyes in jars. Different eyes from different animals. Literally eyes in jars. Awful. Have you got have you got your large bow in a jar? Is it a big jar? You know, like those ones you get in the sweet shops with all those sweets. Is it one of those? You got to laugh, girl, and you know. John's just been to Tesco's. The shelves are empty. Well, we don't seem to have had that problem here, to be honest. Aldi, I've been going to Aldi. Doesn't seem to be any panic buying going on in there. It's certainly busier. Certainly, it's busier in these supermarkets. The Co-op, I went in there yesterday, and there was a little stack of toilet rolls in there. You know, and I said to the girl in there, "Have they not been panic buying the toilet?" She said, "Yes, but now they've got them." Do you see what I mean? So they're not buying any more. So I suppose people are kind of building up a stock of toilet paper. As I was said to you on the show on Tuesday, I buy toilet roll by the bulk anyway, and I had just bought a bulk load of toilet rolls, so I'm fine. I don't know why we're all buying blooming toilet rolls, really. Hello to Weird City. Good morning, Weird City. Hello to you. Diane's asthmatic. There you go. So yes, you need to be careful as well. No, Rachel hasn't got a large bowel. Where is it then, love? Who's got that? Who's got your large bowel? Has someone else got that in a jar somewhere? Can you do anything with it? And can you make it into something? If you took it out of the jar, could you like make it into a bag or something like that? You wouldn't have to buy mine then, would you? When are you matched in Lincolnshire? Don't know at the moment, Peter. And David is thinking of taking a karaoke hiatus. There you go, you see. John went to Lidl yesterday. Gosh. To be honest, John, if you want something, can I suggest that you go to the little corner shops? You know, like we used to call them the little Asian shops. And there's plenty of those still around. Smaller shops like that, going to cost you a little bit more money, but they seem to have the stuff in. I did the same for my peppers a couple of weeks ago, didn't I? I went to Nissa, which is in Askew Road. Weird City Citizens would know that one. Dr. Gregorian would know that. Where's Dr. Gregorian today? Dr. Gregorian would know that one. And I went into the Nissa there, Nisa or Nissa, whatever it's called, run by a lovely Asian bloke in there. And they had loads of peppers, loads of everything, actually. Didn't seem to be short of anything. It's the really big supermarkets that seem to be affected by all this, you know? Okie doke. So let me just tell you about my little holiday thing at the moment. Yes, so I was supposed to go Monday. I had, and my niece knew about this, I'm supposed to be going with myself, my niece and her family, who have all come over from Cyprus for this holiday. It was booked months ago, but it's been one thing after another. First of all, the Thomas Cook thing went down. So that went all a bit wrong. But we got past that. And then over the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing various different reports. First of all, we saw the Euro Disney closed in Japan. Sorry, the Disney closed. I think the first one was in Japan, wasn't it? And then the American ones. Well, now the Paris one looks like it's closing as well. And on the Magic Break site, it says, this appeared this morning. We've received this morning the following update from Disney. In an abundance of caution, and in the best interest for our guests and employees, we are proceeding with the closure of our theme parks at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida and Disneyland Paris Resort, beginning at the close of business on Sunday. Guess which day we were all supposed to go? Monday. Okay, so just how it is. And it looks like this will carry on right the way through to the end of the month. So they're certainly going to keep closed now until the end of March. My guess is it will be extended through that, but we'll see. It says the hotels at Disneyland Paris will remain open until further notice. Although, why you'd want to go and stay at a hotel if the park's closed, I do not know. It says the retail and dining complexes also will remain open. Magic Breaks are now working to contact all customers affected by this announcement by Disney. We're working in departure date priority order, so I should get an email fairly soon, I would imagine. We thank you in advance for your patience, and I haven't got anything yet. But that's the latest. So it looks like they're bailing out as well. So won't be going. I've already tried to get hold of them this morning on a little chat box. No one's answering them. Well, I mean, they're just probably absolutely inundated with phone calls and emails at the moment, I would imagine. So it's going to take them some time to get round to all of us, but shouldn't be too long if I'm supposed to be going Monday. So I've always spoken to my niece about this, who's already here. She's up at my sister's house in Woodall Spa, and they've now told the children that we can't go, unfortunately. And I said, look, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to defer it or what? She said, get the refund because they can't come back over this year now. That's it. They won't be able to come back over this year. This is it, you know. And it's a great shame, really. A real shame. So the other thing is, although the Disney thing is Magic Breaks, and I did book everything through Magic Breaks, my niece is not so sure about the whole Eurostar thing. She's on some sort of Disney chat group where people talk to each other, you know, about what's going on. And a lot of people trying to get their Eurostar tickets back, and they're being a bit difficult, shall we say. Eurostar people are being a bit difficult with the whole thing at the moment. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out. I should certainly get the money back from Magic Breaks. But because I did book the Eurostar thing through Magic Breaks, therefore, I think as a package holiday, they have to sort out the whole thing. So if they just cancel one thing, they've got to cancel the whole thing. So hopefully that's what will happen, and I'll get a nice big refund. And hopefully if we all get through this all right, then we'll be able to go at some point in the future. You know, so the Disney thing isn't happening. There's another story here in The Sun, same sort of thing. Disneyland parks in California, Florida and Paris will close this weekend. Disney Cruise Line will also shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. The monumental decision to close all of their parks, it never happened before, to close all of their parks and cruises was confirmed on Thursday. Disneyland will temporarily close the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim. I don't know where that is. Anaheim? Florida and Paris will also close on Sunday. Disney Cruise will suspend on Saturday. Emergency measures will be in place until the end of the month in an abundance of caution. Universal Studios theme park will shut its doors on Saturday, hoping to reopen at the end of March. The Disney companies say it will pay its cast members during that period. The bombshell release saying the closure was in the best interest of guests and employees. Retail and dining complexes will remain open. I mean, I don't know why. Who's going to go there? Likewise, hotels will also remain open. But there you go. And top marks to Disney for doing that, I think. I mean, can you imagine? Because I know Disneyland in Paris, they're not a particularly well rich part of the organisation, if you see what I mean. They've been in trouble for years. I'm sure they're on a big loan or something like that. Can you imagine the money these companies must be losing, like Disney? They close all their resorts. How much money are they losing, for God's sake? But the sensible thing to do. You know, what cost is life? You know, what cost is life? And full marks to Disney for doing that. But I do feel for many people who will be losing hand over fist. Businesses, people who are on the 0-hour contracts, self-employed people like me. I won't get any money. Don't work. Don't get paid. It's as simple as that. Won't get any money. Just how it is. Anyway, that's the news on the Disney, so that won't be going on. That won't be going on. Let's have a look. Ray's just been to Tesco's. Everyone had a truck full at 10 o'clock. Oh, gosh, awful. John spent 40 quid in Lidl. The fridge and cupboard are full. Good. Keep it full up, my darling. Top up, top up. Top up there. Weird City. Karaoke made me risky with microphone breathers. That's what I'm saying to you. People are right on top of those microphones at the karaoke. They're absolutely filthy. And I do spray. Does the Dettol spray do anything? I don't know. I really don't know. I heard that this viruses and things like that, they have a little bit of oil around them. And that's supposed to protect them, you see. And the only way you can get rid of the oil is with detergent. So that makes sense when you're washing your hands with soap and water. The detergent will break down the oil and hopefully your bacteria viruses will wash away down the sink or be killed or whatever. Well, I mean, there's no sort of stuff in Dettol, is there? There's no, like, detergent in Dettol, is there? So I don't know if that works or not. I mean, spraying those microphones, as you'll know, you ask anyone who's been to my karaoke, they will have seen this happening all the time, me spraying those microphones. Rachel. Oh, 8 hours. Was that an 8-hour job, that was? I hope you had a nice sleep, my love. I wish I could have a nice sleep. I'm not sleeping well at all at night. I really wouldn't. Okay, let's just scroll down. Let's try and move on from this, I think. David, I don't think a week will do much good. We may need 3 to 6 months. I think this is a long time. Once it kicks in, it's not quite kicked in yet. Lots of things going to change. Dave, can I be controversial for a second? Of course, darling. It's the name for any common cold and flu. 19 is the new version of the millions of types of cold and flu which we can get all the time. AR Dave. Dave, if I was going to get something, I'd like it from you. I mean it in a nice, caring way. You got to have a laugh. As you can hear, you know, I've not really got much of any cough or anything like that. I'm sitting here and I'm a little bit higher than I was yesterday. I'm kind of on 40% power. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm on like 40% power? Or do I look just as mad as I normally do? Sean's washed his hands 3 times already. Didn't know I had white skin. Oh dear. Are you a man of colour, Sean? Do be careful. Don't wash yourself too much. You don't want to become one of us pasty people. And Dave says, until a huge number start dying, should be as worried. Vulnerable people die from the regular flu all the time. Yes, I think you should be worried, because by the time people die, you know, it might be too late for you to do anything about yourself then. So very well waiting for something to happen. You were obviously not in the Scouts, Dave, were you? Be prepared. Who was in the Scouts? You're not. Yeah, look at all the Scouts now. Their little ears pricked up then. Be prepared. Be prepared. David in Hemel says, unfortunately, we don't have immunity to it. Now, you don't seem to have immunity to anything, David, do you, really? Certainly not ageing. You haven't got immunity to ageing, have you, David? I have noticed that. Good morning to Amelia Dodd. Morning, Amelia. Hello to you, my love. Hello to George Bond. Oh, I've just scrolled up. George Bond is at college today. Oh, I hope you're learning well in there, my love. Good morning, George. Dave says I'm not as annoying as usual. Now, talking of washing hands, do you have children and you're not sure that they're washing your hands properly? Well, this is excellent. This little piece of suggestion is excellent here, and it's in this morning's Metro. A teacher has shared a simple trick to make sure children are properly washing their hands during the coronavirus pandemic. It says, as the coronavirus pandemic continues, we're trying to up the public's hygiene levels to slow the spread. You'll have noticed more hand sanitizers dotted around, signs in bathrooms urging you to please wash your hands, and plenty of... What are memes? I keep seeing that word, memes. What's a meme? And plenty of memes instructing you to recite lyrics when scrubbing with soap and water, as you will see when we run our happy birthday video at the end of the show. One teacher has come up with a pretty genius way to make sure the children in her class are thoroughly and frequently washing their hands. This lady has a custom stamp that reads Mrs. Woods, which she usually uses to stamp books in her classroom. Amid coronavirus, she began stamping the back of children's hands with this ink stamp like that. With the idea being that if they've washed their hands properly throughout the day, the stamp will be erased. What a good idea. Students who have cleaned off the stamp by the end of the day get a prize. She shared her trick on Facebook and she was flooded with comments from parents and teachers planning to try it with their children. So there you go. What an excellent idea. So if you've got any children at home or anything like that, and you probably haven't got a stamp, but I bet you've got a felt pen which may or may not be difficult to remove. How about drawing a little picture on their hands, wash your hands, you dirty git, something like that. And then you'll know, won't you, whether or not they've been washing their hands properly. So I think that's excellent advice there. Absolutely excellent advice. Okay. Heidi says I'm not as hyper. Thank you, Mick. Yeah, if you would, you can send that through now and I can sort that out. Good morning to Jerry Millen. Government are more worried about the economy, more than a few thousand Dad's Army fertility. Yes, you're right. It does seem to be the older person that seems to be affected. It's pronounced memes. Oh, is it memes? Memes. Is that memes? What is a meme? A meme is like I don't get memes. This is just another new word sent to confuse us, sent out by the people that go to university, isn't it, eh? Paul and Lou has got 2 toilet rolls left. You need a trip down to Lidl. I'd try the corner shops, Paul. You must have some corner shops with you. You might have better luck at one of the corner shops or something like that, all right? All right. Alan, I've put my head down enough. I can't try and sleep. If you can't sleep, you can't sleep. That's it. Didn't sleep well last. Oh, yeah, maybe I did. I woke up about 2:30. I went to bed about 12. I woke up about 2:30. Oh, tossing and turning. Couldn't get comfortable in the bed. But then again, I woke up at 7. So I must have slept, mustn't I? BBC News are reducing their staff levels. You might find yourself hosting BBC Breakfast next week. I think I could do that. I was watching. Do you watch Work Life on BBC News Channel? That's like the business programme. They've had 2 girls on there this week, blonde one and one with dark hair. Those 2 work well together. Some real chemistry happening. That really works well together. 2 ladies on there. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes they put someone on and they're not good. It's like the London News. You know the London News. We have the London, BBC London News. Generally the presentation on there is quite good. But there's one particular woman who's just so wooden. She starts like that. And a very good morning to you and welcome to the BBC London News. It's a bit like that. Nah, she can't do it. She can't do it. The best bloke on there is Ashid. I think his name is Ashid Ahmed. He's really natural. He's good. But there's a blonde girl who on there who's really good. She works. There's about 5 different ones do that BBC News thing. Oh, and we've got this other thing, Dave. Is it Today TV Thames Valley? I think it's Today TV Thames Valley. It's on the Freeview, right? There's this woman on there who reads the news. She looks like something out of the Addams Family. She looks like Morticia Adams. She's got big glasses on like that and long hair. You wouldn't want to meet her sort of somewhere dark. She scares me. And she's reading the bloody news. I don't know what her name is. Let me see if I can... What is it? Today Live or something? Today TV, that's it. Let's see if I can find her name. Today TV, Thames Valley. This is Thames from London. That's Thames. That's TV. Thames Valley. Here we are. Let's see if I can find her name. Find her. No, I don't know what it is. I kind of do little local TV and all that. Freeview Channel 7, that is. Local news. Thames Valley TV Guide. Oh, How to Watch. Hang on. How to Watch. Maybe you can watch it on the... Oh, no, that's gone wrong now. How to Watch. Perhaps you can watch it on the internet thing. Oh, maybe not. You would have thought they had a video stream going out, wouldn't you? Something like that. I don't know how many people have been watching that. Don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. That's Thames Valley, it's called. That's.tv/Thames Valley. It's really odd. It's Morticia Adams from the Addams Family, dear. Is it broadcast from a shed? Oh, not far-fetched from this programme, is it? She's weird. I tell you how bad I thought she was. Without me actually saying anything to them, I thought she was so bad that I thought it was worth me sending a little clip of one of my shows to them to see if I got it. Didn't even reply. How rude is that? At least the BBC have replied. I'm still waiting for this programme to be Oh, what's the word called now? Rehashed? Possibly rehashed. Relogoed? Oh, God blimey. What's it called now, Dave? Redesigned? No. Renamed. Another word for renamed. Something like that. Dear. Good morning to Diane Strelly. Hello. She's off sick for 3 weeks. Oh, are you, my love? Gosh. Yeah, I'm off sick at the moment as well, my love. I'm not too clever. I'm not too clever as well. Lots of us with little bits and pieces wrong. Rebranded. You know, I'm still waiting for the BBC to contact me to rebrand this show. BBC Bracknell. I'm waiting for the little square letters to arrive. Little lights that I can put outside my house. BBC Bracknell. Rebranded. That's the one. Rebranded. Thank you, Dave. Not repeated, Alan. Rebranded. BBC Bracknell. The only thing is, Dave, if that was to happen, they'd also send in a team of about 200 people as well, wouldn't they? They'd just get in the way. I'm sorry, mate. They're just getting away. I said, wouldn't you like a producer? No, I would not. Thank you very much. Oh, would you get out of my way, please? All right. I quite liked this story, actually, in the Daily Mirror. And the reason is it reminds me of my cousin. My cousin, he's super rich. I haven't spoken to him for years, actually. But he does computers in a bank. He's got all this money, lovely big place in Scotland. Absolutely hates his job. Hates his job. And I'd much rather be doing a job that I quite like for crap money rather than earning small fortunes of money and doing something I really don't like. However, he was always a bit of an entrepreneur. And one of the ways he made money when he was a child was to buy a box of, you know, the ink things, the ink cartridges. He would buy a box of those from, I don't know, WH Smith's for £1. And then it'd be 5 in a box, and then he'd sell them for 50p each. And he used to make a little bit of money like that. This is a similar story. In the Daily Mirror, you may have already seen this one. The coronavirus outbreak has caused the public to react in a number of different ways. Some people have decided to steer clear of crowded places and avoid interaction with strangers. That's where I am. That's really where I am at the moment. I don't want to interact with people, strangers. You know? I really don't. While others have taken more drastic measures and have been cautiously buying bulk toilet roll. One teenage boy decided to seize this as an opportunity to make a little extra money so he could buy some snacks. Yes, really. His mum took to social media on Wednesday to explain how her teenage son, Oliver, had been caught charging his peers, his other members of the class, 50p to use his hand sanitiser. Come on, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Do you want to do your hands? Yeah, 50 pence, please. I love it. The cheek of this kid. I love it. This kid's 13 from Leeds. He'd gotten into a spot of trouble for this school and subsequently they sent him home. All he was doing was providing a service. Just like they say in that film with the prostitutes. What was that one? What was that film? You know the one. About the woman who runs the brothel, that one. Not Keeping Up Appearances, no. Oh, what was that called now? You know the one. Someone will tell you in a minute. It says in a post on Facebook, which is Jenny wrote, "This is Mum. This is a picture of my teenage son just getting in from school. Why is he getting in from school at 10:53 a.m? Schools don't finish until 3. And it goes on. Well, this little one has just been expelled from school for the day after being caught charging students 50 pence a squirt for hand sanitiser to protect themselves against the coronavirus." I'd be proud of him. This is showing a bit of brain, isn't it? It's showing a bit of brain. She continued, "It's very hard to discipline this behaviour when his dad phones him from work to call him a legend." Oh, the old mums are being overprotective again. There's just no comedy in some mothers. There really isn't. Or nans as well. They just don't see the funny side of things. Personal Services. Thank you, Weird City. That's the film. Personal Services. That's the one. Is my ball not turning? Oh. Do you want me to plug that in for the last bleeding 20 minutes, do you? Oh, it's bad enough. I'm trying to move around now, dear. Oh, God. Oh, plug it in, dear. Now, is that the first time you've mentioned that on the show? I mean, are you that blind no one's noticed that for the first hour and a quarter? God's sake. Cynthia Payne, that's the one. That she just provided to us about all these prostitutes going down. And they had a brothel, didn't they? And it was that film was hilarious. Cynthia Payne. They had them all round there, didn't they? Judges and all sorts. It was hilarious, this programme. But I'm of that same opinion. These people are just providing a service. No, this boy here, no one grabbed. He didn't go out and grab other children. Give me 50 pence, otherwise I'm going to hurt you. No, his service was there. He had this hand sanitiser. Do you want some of this? Yeah, 50 pence, please. I don't see a problem with that. I do not see a problem with that. The parent later updated the post to say that her son had made £9. That's not bad, before being caught. The teenager had so far spent some of his earnings on a multi-pack of Doritos and was saving the rest to treat himself to a kebab later. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to put 20 quid in an envelope and send it to that boy. I would. Oh, God. Ew. One person commented, "I know you're probably cross with him, but at the end of the day, he knows how to meet the supply and demand world of business." Absolutely. A third joked, 50p a squirt is reasonable considering the price of stuff on eBay. Someone else added, "I hope he enjoys the kebab. Good luck to him." Someone said, "Next Alan Sugar, a bit naughty, but entrepreneurs start somewhere." I think that's brilliant. Honestly, suspend him in from school for doing that. There's some bleeding pathetic people in this world. There really is, isn't there? The mirror ball looked better off, did it? Oh, I can't believe that for one moment, Michael. How can it look better off? Oh, dear. Right, we'll do. I want to do these other two stories, and then we'll do the raffle tickets, which of course means you'll have a raffle on Monday now. That's pleased you, isn't it? There'll be a raffle Monday. Not sure about a bingo on Sunday. I'm I'm not sure about a bingo on for Sunday. Bingo takes a lot of sorting out. We'll have to just play that by ear. The bingo Sunday. Okay. I'll just get my tickets ready. We will, however, have a. Oh God! Drop that now. 1 minute. Hurry up. What's that ticket there? Is that someone's ticket falling out? 1 minute. No, that's all right. Right. Now, how do you fancy being a little bit taller? Do you like the idea of that? Thinking about bit taller? Yeah, look, Trevor, businessman in the making. Take my hat off to him. I absolutely would. Yeah. I absolutely would take my hat off. I'd like to send him, perhaps not 20, maybe a tenner or a fiver. I'd send him a tenner. If I knew his address, I'd send that boy's mum a tenner. Say, give that to your boy. I'm very impressed by him, what he did there. Anyway, onwards. Daily Mirror. Men are spending thousands of pounds on limb lengthening surgeries. Now, you know how it is, girls, don't you? You all fancy someone who is, and I quote, tall, dark and handsome, don't you? I know you do. Tall, dark and handsome. From hidden heels to growth pills, the internet is always awash with bizarre tactics that people can use to boost their height. Now it seems many men are resorting to surgery in a desperate attempt to add inches. I'll be honest, I'd like to be a bit taller. I've noticed, people that they tend to look at taller people first. Maybe it's because they stick out so far. Plus, if I was taller, you wouldn't notice my bald spot so much, would you? Over the last year, more than 30 men from around the world have turned to the Lymplast Institute, a limb lengthening medical practice in Vegas. The practice offers minimally invasive surgery that promises to add up to 6 inches to your height for a hefty cost. Depending on the patient, the procedure can cost upwards of £57,000. Despite this hefty cost, the doctor says the procedure is getting more and more popular, especially among men. Speaking to the Daily Mirror Online, he says that over 90% of my patients, including those who have consulted me, are male. Most on average are about 5'6", hoping to increase their height by about 3 inches. That's probably, if I have the choice, that's probably what I do. About 3 inches. I'm about 5'7", I am, so not too bad. He said the desire to appear taller, particularly for men, has always been a hot topic in modern-day society and social norms. While that's certainly a driver in the popularity increase their height, reasons for cosmetic limb lengthening vary, ranging from a boost in self-confidence to improved physical capabilities, all of which change lives. The surgery itself takes about 1.5 hours, which isn't long, is it really? It involves cutting the leg bones and inserting a stretching device. Oh. Strange, dear. He said, we cut the leg bones, either upper leg or lower leg, and insert a device that slowly stretches them out, which makes you taller permanently. As far as the procedure goes, it's an X-ray based surgery where I make 4 to 6 tiny small incisions into the leg, creating a window to gain access to the hollow part of the bone. When I insert a device that responds to an external remote control that the patient will control at home. Or maybe you can turn yourself up and down? Well, I don't want to be tall today. Just turn yourself back down again. How funny. Once the device is set, I place screws at the top and bottom of the device to lock it into position. This is done on each leg. Post-surgery, the external remote is used by the patient to non-invasively increase their height by 1 millimetre per day at the touch of a button, slowly stretching the legs to increase their height. So is that something that you might want to do there? Would you like to look a little bit taller? Who's a short arse like me? Hello? John would like to add a few inches to other places. Yeah, your other half has told me that about you as well, actually, John. Oh, dear. Where are we let's have a look there. John Aitken has always wanted to be 6'2" with eyes of blue. Oh well, unlucky, mate. David is making his own hand sanitizer from Carex and some vodka as well in there. Oh, very good. Bet the bloke who invented hand sanitizer is rubbing his hands together. It's really... Oh, dear, don't worry about these tall things. Yeah, I'd like to be a bit taller if I was. I would. Right. Okay. Right, let's do the raffle tickets today, boys and girls. Next raffle is on Monday now. It won't be in 2 weeks' time. It'll be on Monday. So if you'd like to go in for the raffle on Monday, you should win one of our fridge magnets. Mark, I don't know if Mark's with us today. Mark Jones isn't with us. But your thing went off yesterday. I had a little took a walk down to the co-op again yesterday. So your badge went off. Okay. Rachel, your stuff will go off this morning. Shortly after the show, probably. All right, I'll have a little walk down to the post office and sort that out for you, my love. Thank you very much. Let's do this raffle tickets. Fran Green is 863. Thank you, Fran. Just a reminder, gang, those of you silent viewers who would like a raffle ticket, just send me an email, okay? Ask for a raffle ticket and I'll reply to you with your raffle number. All right, my love? Where are we now? That's Fran Green. Michael Pullman, 864. $865 for One Man and Sprinter Van. Good morning to you, sir. 866 for Mandy. Trevor, 867. Oh, yes, I'll be out. If you send me that email nice and quick, Mick, then I'll be out. And Trevor, you need to send me your address, and I can do that as well this morning for you. Okay? John, when are you going to visit the van, Chris? We are doing self-isolation. I don't know, John. It did come across my mind to do the same there. I mean, I could either do it there or up there. The fact is, down here, all my food is here now. I've got loads in the cupboard. I could probably go for 3 or 4 months if I really wanted to and not have to leave the house. Washing I do here and all that, so it's not such an easy task to do, you know. So there we are. I don't have a washing machine at the caravan. I know some people do, but I haven't got one. Michael Lawrence, thank you. 868 for Michael. There's our lovely Heidi. 869. I thought you were going out to have your eyes done, darling. You having your eyes done? Are you going? Mick, 870. Weird City, 871. George, 872. Lee Toby, 873. We'll do Labelle as well, 874. We saw Labelle earlier, 874. She'll have gone off to sleep now. She falls asleep with my shows on. Funny that. Lee, there's Lee Toby. 875 for Sean Pye. Diane, 876. Alan's 6'4". How many more inches do I know? Are you really 6'4"? That's a good height to be. You must have had everyone running around after you at that height. All the tall blokes always got the girls. Always. It was always the tall blokes. When I used to be out clubbing, I'd only be looking at the tall fellas. No one as short as me, thank you very much. Although that's all I used to get. People like me. How awful. Sean Pride, Diane, Jem, lovely Diane. Yvonne, 877. Oh, no, no. I want to go for a walk anyway, Rach. I intend to go for 2 walks today. I'm going to go for 2 walks today. Contaminated ticket, please, for David and Emil. I wouldn't be surprised if this is it. Because this is what they say. You know, there are different levels of this nasty thing going around. As Alan quite rightly said, you know, some people just basically like a cold. Other people, dead. You know, you want to be at that end of the scale, really, rather than that end. And presumably anywhere in between. If that was the case for me, and this indeed is it, I'd pose on a scale of 1 to 100, where 100 is dead and 1 is hardly anything at all, I'd probably be on about a 40. Maybe 30. Really, the thing with me is like just the constant tiredness. Really tired all the time. And like no energy, but it's not really stopping me doing things. Although, you know, getting out of bed and then straight downstairs, sitting in the chair, just sitting in front of the telly, I'm bored to tears. Bored, you know. And if I want to, I could probably go out and cut the grass. I mean, how many times can you do that before you're just left with bare earth? Isn't it? Dave Moses, man flu. Here we go. 879, Dave Moses. John Aitken, 880. John was a little bit premature. Yeah, I've heard that about you as well, John. There you go, John Aitken, 880. Alan Wainwright, 881. Alan is quite right, you know. I mean, for some people, it's just the common cold. Look at that woman in there in the States. I certainly haven't had the shivers. Oh, I remember that flu. I've told you about it so many times. I was working at a place called the Golden Lion, and it came on. It was like a bus hitting you. It was so sudden. I walked into this place. I was perfectly all right, and then suddenly it started. It was awful. I got back here. I was shaking like a leaf, uncontrollably shaking. That was the flu. Nasty. Where are we? Alan Wainwright. Ross Herndon. All right, Ross, 882. Thank you, Mick. Yep, got that. And Trevor. Thank you very much, boys. I'll sort that out. Tony King, 883. Tony King, where's Tony King gone? There he is. Rachel, 884. Did you you haven't sent your email yet, have you, Rach? Don't forget, tell me what colour hat you want on the email, my love. Bye-bye, Michael. A spare room is a freezer, shop and laundry room. Wow. Enough for 6 months. Oh, excellent. I don't think there's anything wrong with self-isolating in a caravan. That's lovely. I love my caravan. I love the caravan. I absolutely love it. Just that small little space. And, you know, although they're not well insulated, those caravans, unless you get your residential one. So although you've got to keep the heating on all the time, because it's a small space, it doesn't seem to cost that much. I know, John, you're on some of the caravan Facebook groups, aren't you? And I'm astonished at how much some of their electricity bills come out at. I really am. I don't know what they're running in some of these places. I really don't. But some of those astonishing bills, electric, but absolutely astonishing. I had the heating on an awful lot. You know, I've got the grounds, the air source heat pump type things, which do air conditioning and heat. And I haven't had a bill more than £120 for 4 months. That was the dearest one, 120. So I don't know how they managed to get such high bills. Only Jimmy Somerville was shorter than me. How rude. Your white bingo pen. Well, I hope you just touch it with intrepidation, my friend. Be very careful. Colin Coates. 885. Thank you, Colin. Where's Dr. Gregorian, is he still on holiday? If you can get it, can I have your van? No, you're not having my van. I love my van. Thank you very much. Mark Bowles, 886. Although I've got loads of beans at my car. I've got loads of baked beans at my van. I wonder how the tin shop's doing, actually, Rachel. I wonder how that's doing. If they'd had much people going mad in there. Be interesting to find out. Have I done you, Mark? Yeah. Mick's still a little bit sniffy. Hello to Fun Things to Do with Tech. Hello to you. Have you got a sick note? No, there's no sick note. Who else is wanting tickets? Catch it, bin it, kill it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Mick's going to snort some sanitiser, see if that helps. £800 a year for electric 1 year. Is that you, John? Or is that someone else that you've seen? Is that someone else that you've seen? Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much, Rob. That's very kind of you. Hello, Shania. No, we're just doing the tickets now, darling. 887. Shania Steele, 887. Thank you, Shania. Who was upsetting someone, Yvonne? Tony King. No beans in Bristol. Right. Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now. Yeah, it'd be far too far for you, John. The tin shop. I don't know how they're doing on their stock, actually. Thank you, Rachel. I've got your email there, my love. Just received that there. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see if you go there, Rachel, what they've got left. I'm surprised, actually, probably my nephew's a regular visitor there. Perhaps he'll be going around there soon and he'll be able to tell us. But you can get big trays of baked beans there for like £1.20. There's nothing wrong with them. They're really nice baked beans, actually. You know, some of the cheaper baked beans, sometimes you buy them and you think, oh, you don't really taste of anything, do they? A bit lacking in taste, really. Will be us £800. Oh, of course, yeah, you live there 24/7. Well, that don't sound too bad for me. Don't sound too bad to me. What have you got? Gas central heating there, John, or what? What heating have you got there? I can't. You may have told me before in the past, but I can't remember. What heating have you got there, John? I'll just do today's birthdays, okay? While we're chatting away here, and yesterday's, and a few extra ones. All right. Happy birthday today on this Friday the 13th. Evilness, Friday the 13th, to Peter Lake. 40 years old today, aren't you, Peter? Happy birthday to you, Peter. Martin McManus today is 31. Bill Scales today is a young 68. And Craig Steele is 40 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And we go back a day to yesterday, because we weren't here yesterday. Happy birthday on Thursday, March the 12th, to Darren Huntley. Good morning, Darren. He's a regular down the pub. The lovely Labelle. She was with us early. She's fallen asleep again. But listen, if I was watching this show, I would have fallen asleep ages ago. I'll be honest with you. Happy birthday, Labelle. Paulo. Paulo is 32 years old. Yesterday, Paulo Bonchant. Robert Clarizio. Happy birthday, my dear. 50 years old, I think you are now, aren't you? Happy birthday, Robert. He's coming in black cap all the time. Paul Shearer, 51 years old yesterday. Michael Tracy. Good morning, Michael. Hope you and your mum's well. Happy birthday, Michael. Malik Smith, 32 years old yesterday. Kai Smith, 40 yesterday. Andy Payne, yesterday. Dave Hamilton, yesterday. Mike Stein, happy birthday for yesterday. I used to work with Mike in another pub in King's Cross some years ago. Miguel Sostri, it was his birthday yesterday. And we got one for Wednesday, and that would be Dave Moses. Now, they're the Wednesday ones. Well, I remember the Wednesday one because it's Dave and I know him. There may have been one or two that I've missed out. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to allow me to go back further than one day, the old Facebook recent birthday thing. I can go forward, but not back for some reason. I don't know why that is. So if there's any other birthdays and you want it mentioned, just let me know and I'll be pleased to do that. Okay, I shall read your final messages after I've sung to all our wonderful birthday people. Happy birthday to you. All right. John, gas central heating, but used 8 bottles since September. We think it would be cheaper to use electricity only. A learning curve. Yeah, John, I think we've had this... we use a heater now only in rooms we are actually in rather than try and warm the whole place up. Yeah. I think I told you what I've got. I've got these air source heat pumps, which are good. Really, you need to leave them on all the time, I think. I do turn mine on and off. Are they as good as central heating? Not quite. Not quite. That being said, when I go to bed and I leave my one in there on sort of a low setting, with the lowest you can have it on is like 18. You can't go down lower than that. That's the sort of lowest heat setting you can go on there. And I'm never cold in that bedroom, no. And I set the one in the living room to come on. So if I'm getting up at, like, normally I'll get up about 7:45 to get ready for the show and all that. So I'll set that to come on at like 6 a.m. and then I go into, and it's lovely and warmed up. So it does work. What I would say to you though, John, which I've said, I may have said this to you before. The only thing is, in a really, really cold, they can freeze up. And what happens when they freeze up? The light flashes and there's no hot air coming out, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and it basically defrosts itself. It's the fan unit that freezes up. I mean, you can see, you can understand it happens. If you go outside on a really cold day, right, and you've got your air source heat pumps on, go out to your fan, stand in front of it, and the air coming out of the fan is colder than it is outside. So you can understand how that freezes up. But there is, it defrosts itself automatically. It just basically switches off for a while and then defrosts itself. They're okay. And as I say, I found them particularly cheap to run, I think, about 120 quid. But the only thing was the gas bottles. It's the blooming... I know it's not a hard thing to do. It's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? I bet, and it'll go off when you're having a shower or something. When's the worst time your gas bottle's gone? Or have you got one of those quick turn over things? Have you got one of those on there? There's a couple of automatic ones out, but I gather they don't work too well. You know, where it switches from one bottle to another. But it's just a pain, isn't it, having to change the bottle all the time. I only changed my gas bottle once last year. Yeah, I put a new one on in April, and it went right the way round until November, I think it was. Something like that, and then I changed it. Oh, I can hear music. I can hear music outside. Oh, I hope it's not people turned up to do karaoke. I don't think my ears can handle that at the moment. Okie doke. Let's have a look. Oh yes, that was the wrong song. I've played the wrong one again, haven't I? Oh dear. Yeah, we've got to play the coronavirus one because it is much, much more important, boys and girls. It's much, much more important. So let's have this one for all those people whose birthday it is today and yesterday and the day before. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Better? All right, thanks so much for joining us today. May or may not be a show. Don't hold me to shows at the moment. I can't tell you when and if. If this is a start of a recovery, then all well and good. I certainly can't just sit there and do nothing all blooming day long. I should now go have to sort out the fan mail. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again very soon. Have a lovely Friday. Cheerio now.